made it be.
So enough about me. Who's next in the hot seat?
Generational curses that I have in my family. I will say definitely hoarding. I
seen that show too.
Yeah.
I hope it's not like that.
You know, my 600-pound life. Nah, I'm playing. Your boy Justin Townsend be going in. But
You went from hoarding to my 600-pound life.
I'm playing.
Where's the relationship?
They play a role.
They
are hoarding their emotions.
But nah, yeah,
Lord,
hoarding,
please forgive them for they do not know what they do.
But
Man
yeah,
had 2 pieces of 2-liter sodas.
I can't.
you don't eat all that.
I
You know,
can't.
Justin Townsend, he's
I
funny,
can't.
man.
I cannot.
But yeah, so
Someone's crying.
like
I hear. Go ahead.
But yeah, like I said, generational curse that's in my family is definitely hoarding, I would say. Yeah, man, like just buying things and having things that they don't use or don't necessarily need is crazy. Like it's like I don't know. It's just like it doesn't make sense. You know, like it's the things that people buy and they like my grandmother, for example. And I will speak about it. You know, last night she was looking for this one particular spaghetti pot out of the 30 pots and pans that she has inside of her household. That this one particular pot she cooks the spaghetti sauce in. She could not find it for the world, and she had me search the house and yonder for this pot, and we could not come across this pot until the next morning. So yeah, but
Jamal's forever weak. Whenever he tells a story about his grandma.
So you know, and then you know, it's I don't know, and then like going out and buying things when you have things that are already at home and not even paying attention to the stuff that you already have, and then you know, I don't know,
So would you say you have that habit? Of buying things?
Sometimes to a certain extent. I'm learning to change that. At one point, I was buying certain knickknacks and things that I necessarily didn't need.
Instagram.
But aside from that, I definitely would say that I'm definitely changing.
Though I will say, some of the things that you did take pictures of were quite interesting. So I will not. The stuff that you take a picture of on Instagram, the snacks and stuff that you buy, or the little souvenirs, I think some of the stuff that you post up there are quite interesting.
Oh, yeah. Yes. So, yes, I do.
I don't be on social media.
Yeah,
so.
but even though, like I said, I mean, you know, I like to try different things. So,
he does.
Yeah, so I like to, you know. The other day I had Applejack Pop-Tarts for the first time, so I thought those were pretty awesome. So, yeah.
Applejack Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, and they're pretty good. Yeah.
High fructose corn syrup.
So... I mean, if you want to be politically correct about, you know, about the sugar rate, you know, possible diabetes. Who did I hit? You know? Who did I hit? But, you know, yes. Yeah, there is high fructose corn syrup.
But it was delicious.
But it looked good.
It don't matter. It was good.
It was good.
I'm sorry.
It was a part of a... Hey,
I only said it because...
It was a part of a complete breakfast.
Ain't nothing wrong with treating yourself sometimes.
Sometimes, you know?
Well, you can't drink milk, so it's okay.
Exactly, you know?
I'm sorry.
You know, I'm lactose intolerant. So, you know,
the tolerance was not there.
It's not there. So, you know. But yeah, you know, so you know, so that's
Wait.
so
Is that why you got the Pop-Tarts, the cereal Pop-Tarts because you're lactose?
I just generally wanted to try them, but still, I mean,
why did you say that?
But I'm just saying, I mean, that of course as well, but I mean that wasn't specific because they do have things called almond milk,
lactated
soy milk, lactated milk, you know,
that stuff called a dozen.
You know, oat milk.
That lactose milk is gross. I'm sorry.
Milk.
Yeah,
I'm lactose.
Lactose milk is alright.
Lactose is nasty.
Yeah.
It just tastes like water.
Pretty much.
Not taste like no water.
To me, it does. It tastes like watered down
You
milk.
going too far with the comment. You know, it don't taste like
Put
no
some
water.
water in
To
that
me,
shit.
it tastes like watered down milk.
Like
That's
Pops,
exactly what it tastes
put some
like.
water in that shit, you know.
That's what it tastes like.
But anyways,
Yeah,
I mean, I partake
That's
in the
what it
almond
tastes
milk.
like
I
to
don't,
me.
you know.
Go ahead,
just keep it
That's
easy.
it to me.
But yeah, so like I said, aside from that generational curse, I would say another generational curse in my family or that I've endured is people doing things at the last minute.
Procrastination.
Like Kiki said earlier, procrastination. Yeah.
She's definitely a procrastinator.
I'm getting better.
Basically, just like I said,
My mama was a procrastinator.
quite a few of my family members have a
mama.
tendency to do things at the last minute, and I have endured that with myself, I would say, but I've definitely changed that for sure. I would definitely
Good
try
job.
to do things
Proud of
ahead
you.
of time, think ahead of time.
Good job, my brother.
You know, yeah. So,
Proud of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Being late is one of mine.
All right. Shakira.
I think that's just a
Being
black.
late.
Oh, you know. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
So you know. So have you ever seen the Facebook post of when people are like, you could win $1 million, tag the person that would be late.
Yeah.
Yep, that's you. That's you.
I would tag myself.
Yep. If you could bail
But in
anybody
my
being
defense,
late, it would
my
either be
doctor's appointment's late,
her
I've
or
been on
Carl.
time.
Look, her or Carl. Her or Carl.
Man, y'all late for $1 million. I might hurt.
They said if you
No, if you are late, you get the $1 million.
Oh, if you are
Yeah,
late,
yeah.
if you are late, then yeah.
Yeah.
Of course,
Oh,
call
my money
me.
be on you,
That's funny.
boy, because you mad late.
That's a curse of
But
my own.
I can't talk.
Yeah,
though.
she said that's a
I
curse
can't
of her
talk.
own.
I think that's a curse. I think that's a curse we have because I
There's plenty of black people who are
I
on
try to
time.
be. I'm
But
very prompt, but
I
sometimes,
just choose to be, especially if you close by.
Who?
I'm very prompt, but sometimes
So where was you when I needed you to move the furniture?
He was
See, what
asleep.
happened
That doesn't
was-
count.
what happened
See,
was
that doesn't
I
count.
was once again. I would see this the forgiveness part that you.
And I'm
this-
still gonna let it go.
Generational curse that you have.
You need to show off.
I ain't got blah 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 blah. I ain't got nothing to do with the blocking, okay? I didn't
Bring
block.
up the blocking again.
I didn't do
I
nothing.
did.
I didn't do nothing.
I got robbed by a 7-year-old
You-
with some
you-
muffins.
What? You know what?
The muffins was there.
Let this go.
We not gonna go tit for tat. We ain't gonna go tit for tat. Okay.
Her and my mother have a problem forgiving people.
That's not true. I have no problem with forgiving people.
You just bought up.
You didn't even hear the cricket chirping.
It's raining it out.
You just brought up a bunch of things that you have not forgiven yet.
These were recent though.
It don't
It doesn't matter.
Give me some time to heal.
How much time you need? Cause you didn't even know that I blocked you until after the fact.
Blah blah
See?
blah 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 blah
I
blah
kept that
blah
to
blah.
myself. Then I would have this problem, Carla. See, no fault.
See, my generational curse is being too honest with people because they can't take it. Okay.
I ain't say I couldn't take it. I ain't say that
No,
at all.
no.
I take criticism. And blocking. Okay.
It hurt a little bit. It sting a little
It
bit.
That part of my heart still chipped off. I'm just stitching it back together slowly.
But look,
I got you.
all right. So, Akeem, she said a personal one for real. Like
That
a
was
personal.
I mean, forgiveness. I'm serious though. In all seriousness, I think forgiveness is definitely one of them.
Forgiveness gotta be in almost every family,
I mean, but-
unfortunately.
yeah, but for me, I think for us, I think it's just
It's definitely abuse.
abuse would be one. Cause I believe me and Kiki have broken that generational.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
As far as
Thank you,
abuse
thank you.
goes. Cause my mom was abused and she kind of abused,
Then her mom was abused.
and her mom was abused, and my mom abused us. So
Wow.
at a certain extent, not saying.
Yeah.
What y'all call child
Beatings.
abuse today
Yeah,
was nothing compared to what we went through.
I think that's the difference. Because my dad will say that's why when he walked by when I asked him earlier, That's why I said spankings because he doesn't call them spankings. He calls them
no,
beatings.
They were beatings.
No, he calls them
Beatings
beatings.
and
They were
Like,
beatings and whoopings, and
yeah.
you and some borderline. Like I said, it got abusive to a lot of.
I don't even think I've ever heard him use whoopings. I've heard him use beatings because the skin has been broken.
Oh,
from
no,
getting
we ain't had that
beatings.
problem. No, I didn't have that problem.
Bruises and
Now bruises,
and
yes,
bruises,
but
yeah,
no
webs,
skin break,
stuff like that, but
whelps,
not
yes.
too many.
I mean,
like,
whelps happen, but like when it's bruising, no, because
whelps happen when you
from
put
the
too much
belt-
force
yeah,
into it.
Yeah.
That means you're hitting too hard.
Yeah.
But what I'm
Right.
saying, when bruising happens though,
Yeah,
yeah,
been there.
you know,
Yeah.
and then
I
we
mean,
both been
but
there,
whelps
like,
too. She just said that means you putting too much force.
Yeah,
I've
but I'm
never,
saying
all the
you-
spankings I got, I
a
never
belt-
had a
belt
welt.
is gonna leave a
Ain't
welt.
you lucky?
You
Just
lucky.
like-
You
just
definitely,
like-
yeah,
that's
you
what I'm
lucky.
saying.
Like, you
My
definitely
parents
lucky.
didn't
It's been plenty-
crack it all.
Right.
Boom, there.
Yeah.
They
all
hit
that.
with the strength and
Man,
But
Yeah.
it was enough
Look,
to,
when
you
I
know,
tell
to
you-
put some hurt
Treated
on my
them
body.
play.
Yeah.
I tell you, and she called her belt at the
Bertha.
time Bertha.
Wow.
And when
Bertha
I tell you
was
this
thick.
was thick, this belt
Yeah.
was thick. Like
Yeah.
you see, like when I tell you this belt was thick, like it hurt. It shouldn't. It would be a belt. I
They
would
got
never-
some bad. We hit it,
It would.
and she still found it.
It
Wow.
wasn't a belt that should have been.
Should've threw it in the
that
trash.
should have been for
Then
spanking.
we would have got
Legal
our ass
use.
beat even more
Legal
for throwing
use
it
down
away.
there.
It was one of
Yeah.
them belts that shouldn't
Yeah.
be for use
Use
like
for
that.
the-
Like,
It
So
should be
that's-
for holding
yeah.
up pants.
it was so thick you could use it to sharpen your razor. You
Woo.
know, that's how thick it was.
That's terrible.
That was cowhide.
Don't they have?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
that's what I'm about to
you
say.
can-
Didn't it? Wasn't there
Yeah.
materials for the? Yeah.
Cowhide.
And when I tell you, like that belt hurt, like it hurt.
Yeah.
And I mean, it left marks and everything. You know
And
what
see,
I'm saying?
and the thing about that,
And mommy got a strong left hand, and she
Yeah.
used to use the belt with the left.
and the thing
so-
about that,
God.
which is,
Ma-
which
Michael
is,
Vick.
it's,
Michael Vick.
it's,
I'm trying to tell you.
it's. First of all, I'm proud of both of y'all for breaking that generational curse, because it could have kept going with y'all having kids today.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So I'm proud of both of
Yeah.
I
y'all.
ain't putting them through nothing that I had.
Second
to
of
do.
all-
No.
Yeah.
That's
Second
my
of
number
all-
one thing.
Yeah.
Second of all, I know it can be a hesitation to an extent because you don't want to give your kids spankings now, and Akeem has told our children that because that's supposed to be your last resort. Like you don't want to, but I feel like not saying it's easier for me to give them spankings when they should, and no, it's not because I don't want to. But that's what I'm trying to say. I know it's a little bit more difficult for you because of what you have been through.
Right.
But when we were younger, when we got our spankings, we ain't get no spanking for no reason. Like we got spankings because we did something we weren't
did
supposed
something
to
we
do.
was
I would say
That-
I'm not
but
gonna say
y'all-
ours was more like when we got spanked. It was like a lot of the things we did
Let's
didn't
just
deserve.
call it what it is. My mom had an anger problem.
Yeah,
And she has anger
it
problem.
didn't
Yeah.
deserve.
And
it
she didn't know how to deal with it at all.
And she would lash out.
Yeah,
And
'cause
that-
it's
and that's
like-
what I'm
quick
saying,
as
like,
it
there's
is.
stuff that
everything
I'm-
didn't deserve punishment.
Yeah.
Everything didn't deserve.
That's
Yeah,
how my
that
dad
yeah,
started.
that's
You know what I'm
and that's
saying?
what I was gonna say. That there's a lot of things I know from y'all speaking on y'all's personal journey. That there are things that she gave y'all spankings for that I know for a fact my parents would have been just take our phone away, or we couldn't go
Yeah.
outside for a week. Not no spanking
Yeah.
for some of the stuff. That
I mean,
y'all
but
did.
punishment,
but
you
but
know?
at the same time, like I think we learn early. Regardless, it's still wrong, but I think we learn early that especially after hearing what she had to go through, it came down to like I know for me speaking personally, I don't know about Kiki, but speaking for me, it came down to like, at first I was like, why would you put your kids with something even close to even something similar to what you had to go through,
Right.
But at the same time, knowing what she went through and the help she didn't get or receive. You know what I'm saying? Like, it became, like, as I got older, of course, but even as a young child, I understood, like, it's not all her doing this. You
It's
know
not
what
her
I'm saying?
fault.
Gotcha.
It's not completely all her fault.
That's how
you know
it
what
was
I'm saying?
easier for me to
Yeah,
forgive her.
Yeah,
because I'm
like
once I found out, the
How
generation curse started with her
yeah,
mother,
right?
Yeah.
and it just continued on.
Because I'm not gonna go. Yeah, I'm not gonna go in detail about what her mother did.
I'm not either,
because
but
it's
just
despicable.
Yeah.
So and what they had, not just my mom, but all of them. But
It's
I
not
believe
worth talking about.
it's not.
I believe especially what my mom had to go through. Especially out of
all her siblings,
all the sisters that she had, because it was.
So she only had sisters.
Yeah.
So she
No, she don't have no brothers.
Wow.
Remember, I told you she got.
Yeah.
Out of all my aunts, I believe she had it the worst because she looked more like my grandfather than any of them.
Yep.
And the hate that my
Her mother,
Yeah.
not my grandma. My grandma did, but her mother had.
She is too.
But that she had for my grandfather, she used on my mom because my mom looked so much like her.